It's morphing time! Hey everybody, welcome to Comic Universe, the only nerd-centric thing you need in your life, here with C-Dubs once again. Guys? And today...
And DPZ for those who don't know.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about the first part of the new Power Rangers event, Shattered Grid, which has been built up like the second coming of Christ.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. This comic has been talked about, has been built up for almost a year now.
And over the past just a few weeks especially, like they've really gone all out on just the publicity.
Yeah. Kyle Higgins directed a trailer with Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger himself.
And all kinds of artwork and promo artwork for the show, or for the comic. It's just been ridiculous for everything that we're getting about this.
Yeah. So, just wow. First off, Boom Studios has been killing it with Power Rangers.
Absolutely. One of the best
titles.
Especially that's not part of the big two.
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably, I would say, top 3 to top 5 out of the top 2.
Yeah. It's definitely become like... Kyle Higgins, since he started his run with Power Rangers, has been doing so much, but it still feels like Power Rangers,
right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like, it's totally new stuff, but it still feels like, yeah, that could happen. So... Shattered Grid was the giant event that they've been building to for nearly a year or so.
Right.
And this brings back the return of Lord Dracon, who is the evil version of Tommy from his alternate timeline where he stayed with Rita after they broke control, but he turned on him, took also not only the Green Ranger power, but also the White Ranger power after killing Jason.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
And this time around, Shattered Grid, as in the morphing grid, is that a lot of Rangers are in trouble.
Right.
And Dubs, what'd you think of this?
It's interesting because the first part of it I wasn't really digging. I had mentioned that to you. At first I was like, okay, for the amount of build-up that we've been getting, especially again in the last few weeks, I was like, okay, this is just okay. It's not bad by any stretch of the matter. It just didn't live up to the hype. And then about midway through, the art to me, there's a couple of panels I mentioned to you as well that I was like, I'm not feeling the art. And it was only just a couple of panels. Overall, it is phenomenal.
You were getting on about the likenesses, and it was like, well, they probably can't because the actors. And all
right, and then, I think in one panel, I think, Tommy kind of looked like Jughead. I had mentioned that to you. But overall, the artwork is fantastic. So please, I'm not bashing the issue at all. But by the end of it, man, my head popped off. I was like, boom! I was like, oh my god!
I think because it's like part 1, it's kind of a slow start, but it does come out swinging.
Oh no, it does. It does. I just feel that for the hype that we got, the beginning half, it didn't. Something like that. You kind of feel like they're gonna come and punch you right in the face right off the first panel. And we don't really get that. I mean, we get some different, we're introduced into some of the newer Rangers. Well, not necessarily newer Rangers.
This is the giant Power Rangers crossover.
Right. This is newer Rangers to the comic, their continuity, if you will. So that was cool, but nothing like I was expecting. Maybe like All Out War or something right off the bat. But it was good.
We're gonna get that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Because the build up to this was from the first Rangers arc, which took place in 1968 with the moon landing, and the big villain of that was Psycho Green, and half the Rangers of that team were killed off.
Right.
Which I thought was a really cool story arc, and they bring that character back. Kate, what's her name? She was the original Red Ranger.
Red Ranger, yes. Yeah. Which is cool because she has her own mech now and everything too, so that's pretty cool.
The interesting thing to note is that it looks like the big other Ranger team is going to be Time Force, which I thought,
as of now, absolutely.
But we do get quick glimpses of the other Rangers. We get Dino Charge, we get RPM, we get even what looks like the Zeo Crystal.
Yeah, I asked you because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I missed that, and if that was a Zeo Crystal or not. I assume it was. I mean, but we'll see as time goes on.
Dracon in here still shows that he's a very empowering villain, and there's actually some moments that went, oh fuck.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was
and
seeing.
we'll get to that, but there's just some great character dynamic in here between
Right.
all the Rangers, and
You get to kind of see, you know, just Kim and Tommy just
yeah,
going out on a date and kind of trying to be themselves. And then obviously, like every teenager, if you will, it's like wanting to kiss or wanting to hold hands or wanting to be more and not sure and uneasy. And then when the date's over, they're questioning themselves. So it's kind of cool to kind of see them not in their suits, and because we never really fully got that in the show. So any long-term fans, I mean, obviously you clearly see that they're dating, but they never focused on them dating.
Yeah.
You know, it was just the monster of the day, make him grow, fight him. So, but it was kind of cool to get that.
And this show continues to show why Jason's awesome. This comic, I mean, Jason's like very much on the nose of talking to the original Red Ranger, whose name I'm forgetting, but she's pretty much like, she's got her own company now, her own defense force, and he's like, I don't know how you did it, but you got Dracon from the military, and he escaped under your watch.
Yeah.
You know, he killed Saba too.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And, you know, he still has the blade, but he killed him.
The life force out of it, if you will, or whatever you want to call it. And we get Ninjor in this
that's
issue,
surprising.
which is really awesome. It's one of my favorite aspects of Power Rangers. I always felt the show did him wrong in the end, but you know, it was really cool to see him.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I mentioned that too. He's kind of very obviously ancient and whatnot, very wise, and he seems to be getting the evil version of Tommy kind of. Unknowingly, he seems to be assisting him. Maybe he thinks he's the good Tommy. I wasn't quite sure. That part was eluded me a little bit too. But overall, I really enjoyed it. But it was, again, like you said, we get to see him floating, and it literally looks like you could just cut him out, put Doctor Strange, and it fits perfectly.
Like even there's a pose. that's very Doctor Strange.
He's sitting cross-legged, floating with mystical artifacts in front of him. You're just a candle burning around him. You're like, that's Doctor Strange.
So then we come to the oh shit moment.
Yeah, man.
Where Dracon comes out of nowhere.
Well, before you do that, again, let's just take one step back. So let's set the tone in the scene. Because spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't read it yet, we're about to spoil the biggest part of this issue. And probably the biggest part of the story up until probably for a while, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so like I mentioned, Kim and Tommy, they go out on a date. And after the date, they're going their separate ways. And Kim is like, man, I wanted to kiss him. I should have kissed him. And Tommy's like, oh, man, you're such a fool. You got to be more confident, this, that, and the other. And so as they're walking away, Kim goes, you forget it. I'm just going to go and kiss him. So she turns around and starts running. And she's like, Tommy, Tommy. And the very next panel we get to see, Tommy. So Tommy turns around, and as he turns around,
Dracon comes in with Saba, impales him on it
through the back, out
just
the
as Kim is running in, she morphs because she already knows. Oh, what?
And Dracon is telling Tommy, he's like, just as I told you, in the end, your friends will never be there for you. And Kim is there, thank God. Okay, because who knows how bad he probably got his head cut off. She morphs and. She's not really a big enough of a factor, to be honest with you.
But in comes, just as Dracon's about to kill her, Pink Time Force Ranger comes in. They start fighting.
So you have the two pink on green, which kind of sounds like a weird porno, but...
Two pinks, one green.
There you go, two pinks, one green.
But Dracon escapes.
He uses the Zeo Crystal to open up a portal and kind of jumps through the portal. And we are left with... the Time Force Ranger seeming to
be wounded,
or
the Time Force Rangers. The Time Force Rangers, Dracon goes after them first because they're the first ones who can be like, we gotta warn the others.
Right.
They can essentially. This is after. I guess this is after their show's end, where they're all kind of monitoring the timeline. So if anything, Dracon and literally like the Anti-Monitor comes in and takes them all out. But I guess I'm forgetting her name, but Time Force Pink manages to get away.
Right, and what's kind of cool about the little scene, the panel that they show us, I had mentioned it to you too, there's this giant crater from where she kind of teleported in through time, and it kind of resembles and reminds me of the old Terminator films whenever time travels, kind of that little bubble that produces, it kind of leaves a crater there. So I thought that was a kind of cool thing. I don't know if a lot of people caught on to that.
Yeah. So,
But it ends with Kim basically laying over Tommy, begging him not to go, like crying.
he's gone.
And it's confirmed by the pink Time Force Ranger. She goes, he's gone. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's passed.
Does that not blow your frickin'...
So, to first issue, Tommy Oliver,
is dead.
everyone's favorite Ranger, is dead.
And killed by himself. Would that count as suicide?
I don't know. I hope he's not Catholic, because he ain't going to heaven then. No offense to any of our Catholic fans out there. I'm just saying. I didn't mean it as any offense.
I mean, I was just like...
It's true. It's believed that if you commit suicide, you ain't going to go. So
Anyway, so... Yeah, this was a oh my god start.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't necessarily needed to save the issue, because like I said, it wasn't bad. It just, in my opinion, didn't start the way I just envisioned this epic tale would start. I thought it might do something like, okay, we're in the middle of the battle, and then 36 hours later, type of thing, almost.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I thought
we
it
only
would
got
start.
we get the death of Saba, we get the death of Tommy.
Yeah.
By his own hand, essentially. And now all the Rangers are just... and it's very much tells you who's next, because the Time Force Rangers got wiped out.
Yeah.
We don't know where they are.
And then at the very end, you get a little bonus issue, it seems like, and you get to see the Blue Centurion, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Always an aesthetic pleasing, character, so it was kind of cool. It was, I don't know the relevance to that part of the story.
And I think it's more like a backup.
But we'll see if
they do name drop Mesogog.
They did.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes, if it does.
So, yeah, with all the Ranger teams, I'm really hoping we are going to get the Psycho Rangers, which I'm hyped for. I'm really hoping to see, because my dream team I would like to see is Mighty Morphin, Dino Thunder, and Dino Charge all together.
Sure, I mean, all the dinosaurs make sense.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people have wanted Wild Force and Jungle Fury together.
Yeah.
Any Ranger teams you want to see hang out?
I mean, I'm definitely an OG guy. I'm a Mighty Morphin, so I just, as long as Jason comes back and they're not just really gonna leave him dead, because then I'll be really upset.
So you mean Tommy?
Well, I meant Jason David Frank. Yeah. Sorry, Tommy. As long as the Green Ranger does really come back, and
I'm really
this is probably how he comes back as his White Ranger version.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm also hoping for Jason to meet his Gold Ranger self.
Oh, hell yeah. There we go. That's what I wanted. I want to see Jason and Jason team up. Red Ranger Jason and Gold Power Ranger Jason. Dude, that's going to be...
Dude, could you imagine, like, Pyramidas comes out, he opens the door, the Tyrannosaur comes charging out.
That would be so freaking epic. Oh my gosh. That would be so great.
Oh.
Or even, if somehow we get, like, the, Ninjor and the Blue Centurion or characters like that teaming up.
Or Ninjor teaming up with Magna Defender from Lost Galaxy.
That too. Or just any of the 6 Rangers teaming up, because they were generally always treated the coolest, if you will. That'd be kind of cool to see, any of the 6 Rangers.
So Samurai Rangers with the green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Force.
Yeah, sure, that'd be pretty cool. I mean,
was it Ninja Scroll? No, Ninja something.
I wonder if we'll get the Alien Rangers at all.
I think we might.
Aquatic, if we'll see them. They're kind of the red-headed stepchild, if you will, of the bunch. They don't get as much love as all the other ones.
And with Tommy gone, this means canonically, Black Dino Thunder Ranger, Red Zeta Ranger, Red Turbo Ranger are all kind of in danger.
Right. What does that mean for the timeline? Do they fade out of existence?
Yeah, there could be like next issue we see all those versions of Jason go like they're gone.
But wouldn't that then make his? Well, no, because it's not his timeline.
Yeah, it's not his universe.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
If he wasn't, if that were to happen to him, he wouldn't have stabbed him in the back.
Well, I mean, oops! Side effect. I didn't think this far through.
Yeah. So
I wonder, when like already it's first issue, and I'm already like, how is this going to end? And I can only imagine in my wildest dreams exactly what it's going to come down to. Personally, I think it just needs to come down to Tommy versus Tommy, or maybe all the Tommies versus him. What we get? That would be so awesome.
So you think this might?
We get Red Zeo, we get White Ranger, we get Green Ranger,
Black Dino Thunder,
White Dino Thunder,
Red Turbo,
and dude, that would be so awesome. All the
Tommy
Tommies.
core.
Hell yeah. There we go. Let's let them know that that's what we want. The Tommy.
Well,
core.
I think Kyle Higgins already got this all written down.
Oh well, Tommy. He may have to add that in. Okay. I'm telling you, that's going to be epic if we get that. So.
Yeah.
Well, guys, did you see it? Final thoughts.
Yeah. little slow at the beginning, but I think it's definitely going to pay off. I feel like Higgins has been building this up, and this definitely shows that once again Higgins knocks it out of the park with Rangers, and it's some of the best stuff coming out of the comics in general, not just out of Boom, but comics in general.
In general, yes.
So, yeah, I'm all hyped. I want to read, like, this is a buy off the... But you'll have to wait for second...
Say, is it buy, pull, or borrow? So it's a buy for you?
It's a buy. But, wait for second printing, because this went out.
Yeah, we managed to find an issue, but they wanted $30 for it, and I couldn't pull myself.
Yeah, you can almost feel our collective wallets going, nah, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, with the first right on the corner and rent and all the responsibilities of bills, I was just like... I had already spent like $40 in the comic book store. When I finally saw it, I was like, oh wait, is that? And then they're like, yeah, we want $30 for it. I'm like, it was like $29.99. I was just like, oh, but it's so beautiful. I want it. And you know what? Again, a second run we know is right around the corner.
Yeah, second printing.
Yeah, so I.
But that blew my mind that in one day, like the first day it came out, gone.
Well, I remember when they first started, I was on the hunt for just the first issue, and I ended up having to spend $35 just to get. I got the pink cover.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the only cover I could find. I couldn't find any, because you know how they were all different, the different versions. I was like, and then literally by the third day, I found a white tiger.
Yeah.
And a dragon zord or a Green Ranger version, and it was already $120 each cover. I'm like, forget that, man. That's just craziness.
Yeah, but it just kind of shows of how much they've been really, and how well the comic has been doing on a whole. Right. So, good on you, everybody. Boom.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mad props. Thank you. Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah.
And side note, real quick, before we end the video, between all the promotion that we've got and reading this, it really makes me want to get a more... I don't need it dark and gritty. I don't need murder, death, kill. But I would really like maybe a more grown-up version. And again, I don't mean it as a disrespect to any version of the Power Rangers that you call yours, or that you currently watch, or if you still are watching. But just a little more grown-up version, I think would really speak well to the masses. Because again, the last movie was better than it had any right to be. It wasn't great, it wasn't fantastic, but it was better than it had any right to be. But I think there is room for something like that, even if it's like a web series, like Machinima or something.
I want something like the comic book, not something like Power / Rangers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like what we saw in the build-up, the trailer for it. Yeah. Something where Tommy's actually, or Jason David Frank is actually coming back to play the character. Something like that, with all the cool Street Fighters and Mortal Kombats and everything else that we've gotten, like from Machinima and all the, Bat in the Sun does things like promotions with them, and we got, Scorpion versus the White Ranger and Ryu versus the Green Ranger. Why can't we get something like that? And I think it would make a ton of money. I would watch it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man.
Tell me one Ranger fan who wouldn't watch that. Yeah. That would be fantastic.
But I don't want it to be like too dark, like something like over the top, like Power / Ranger. Remember that fan film?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that I'm okay with that too. But I don't. I'd rather it not be that dark. But if I'm going to get, if they say the only way we're going to do it is that dark, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll take it. But if I had my way, something in the vein of how we saw like the Bat in the Sun do the Scorpion versus White, something in that vein, or the trailer that we just got, something like that, where it looks like the Power Rangers look, but it's just a little more, not darker tone, everyone just goes on the deep end, but just something a little more adult, something not as juvenile of, Slash and then Sparks behind him, I think we could do a little better than what we're getting now,
So you guys tell us in the comments below, what did you guys think of Power Rangers Shattered Grid Part 1? We might come back to do the follow this event.
I'm down to keep on. As long as if you guys want it, we'll keep doing it. Letting you guys know what we think and if you should, pick it up yourselves. Let us know if you have picked it up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the video and click that notification bell to be part of the notification squad. And guys,
once again, see you once more in the universe.